Coming up right now, a teacher steps in with a physics demonstration, all to save a student's life.
Also coming up, go woke, go bro. Comedian Jerry Seinfeld is calling out a private school his kids attended.
A little bit later on, JT, Justin Timberlake, calls out sick as he cancels even more tour dates.
Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
And I am Mitch English, welcoming you to a little show we like to call
Daily Flash.
Woo! Man, so glad to have you here.
Yes.
The crew ready to rock and roll. We're ready to rock and roll with today's trends and tomorrow's talk.
Yes. Okay.
And Matt Doolittle.
Oh,
Here. Matt, I keep on forgetting you. My apologies.
Matt, how are you?
I got a question. You ever have a good customer service experience and go, wow, that actually went well?
Yes.
I recently rented a car, and when I got it, it was filthy. It smelled inside, and then when I opened up the boot, there was a liquor bottle in there that had been left over. So I called the rental car company, and they're like, all right. And I told them about the location because the people working there were horrible. And I didn't want to deal with them. I'm like, I just got to get out of here. And I was hauling some guests and stuff. And they go, we'll give you 20% off and $25 towards a car wash.
That's all you have to do.
We've heard about them. Yeah. Thank you. And that was it. Yeah.
I've had that where I got in the car and I thought it was an employee's car. It had that same smell.
Yeah,
it wasn't clean. It was a truck. First off, I'm like, all right. And they go, are you sure this is the car? I mean, they gave me the keys and it started up. And I go, I think this is an employee's car.
Oh, it's
but they gave me a discount too when I complained.
Have you ever gotten an Amazon order and you're like, this looks like somebody's worn it before?
Yes.
All the time.
What is this? Like, I just got a delivery the other day and it came, I kid you not, I ordered a piece of clothing from Amazon and it came in a Ziploc bag. And I was like, what?
It has been. It's been returned. And I'm glad you said that because that's how you could tell if it's something that has been returned or not, because of the packaging is a little bit different. A lot of times there's also a different, you should Google it, but they put a different UPC or a sticker on it as well. So if you see one like that with a sticker on it, means it has, or it's been opened up, maybe you might have in the box, somebody has touched it before you.
That's why you wash it.
It is kind of creepy. Yeah. And the underwear weren't that, I mean, they're very pretty. So.
Well, thanks, Mitch. I'm glad you returned them because I can use it.
Good.
It'll be good. The Scandinavian sleep method. Have you heard about this?
I have not.
Okay. They swear by it. They say if you and your spouse share your bed together, the best thing that you could do is the Scandinavian sleep method. It will save your marriage, your relationship. You each get your own comforter. That way no one's pulling on the other
We already do
comforter.
that.
We already do
that, yeah.
Did you know it was the Scandinavian sleep
I didn't
method?
know it was that, but we already do that.
Why do you do it?
Because she comes to bed way later than me.
Okay.
It's like I go to bed at like 9:30, 10. She's in at like 1, 2 in the morning. She watches her murder shows to figure out how to get rid of me someday. But so I was like, so we're not disturbing each other because I get up early and like we just figured that out when we got together.
Okay.
Like you need your set of stuff and I need my set.
We have, my setup is the same. We have our own comforters. I just leave it out on the couch and when she is there. Now we have a bed jet. Do you know what a bed jet is?
No. What's a bed jet?
I honestly think Liza
Like
married me
jet?
for this. It's basically it's a comforter and you turn it on, has a remote control, you do it on your phone and it temperature and it blows air up and your whole your blanket has got air going through it. And so if it's cold, you can turn it to warm it up. Oh, it's awesome.
Now, do you each have one of these?
They have it where it came with the marriage. I'm the one that brought it into the marriage, right? And she loves the thing, but thing is, she'll turn it on really hot, and so then I get hot, and then I have to self-regulate with my leg out or whatever. But I'm going to start trying this. This is a great idea.
So maybe you can get your own, and then
they have it where you could do different sides. Where I have one side, but that's a lot. That's a brand new system.
Right. So you might as well just get.
James, what do you do?
I just have a question.
Yeah.
So what happens when it's time for couple time? I mean, you got to reach over. You got to make a phone call and say, "Hey,
blanket.
Can we hook up right now?"
That's a third blanket. It's a rubber sheet. Yeah.
That's the one that goes on top.
That's the one that goes.
So you can get rid of it. Yeah.
Okay, see, I'm learning now. I got you.
That's the one that goes to the washer.
I'm gonna try that. Maybe it's a pretty good idea, especially in the colder months.
And it's called a bed
jet. Yes, I'm giving them free. They're not paying me for this. They should be because I've told so many people about them and they
send 3.
I gotta look this up.
Bed jet. I'll be happy to talk about it. I'm gonna get in trouble talking anymore. So get you one.
Okay.
All right, we go now to the Garden State where a teacher there used her body as a human shield to protect a student who was being attacked by a group of teens is the kind of teacher you want. 56-year-old Kathy Hurley. She jumped into action when she saw the student actually being beaten up by a gang of 5. The video actually shows the group kicking and stomping on the teen as he lays on the ground, and you can then see the teacher drop to the ground and use her body to protect them. The special ed teacher, good news, not hurt. However, the teen she saved was knocked unconscious. The teen suspects have been charged with aggravated assault after the victim had to be rushed to the hospital. We don't normally like to talk about negative stuff, but this is actually a positive thing to show us a little bit more about what these teachers go through and how much they care for their students.
And the fact that she was willing to step in and try and help save the student. There's so many people who don't want to get involved, that want to take a step back, that don't want to get involved for legal reasons. That the fact that she was able to step in and help the student out was huge.
I love hearing that. And that's the kind of teachers that, we celebrate, and God bless her, man. That's really, really good.
Comedian Jerry Seinfeld called out a woke New York City private school his kids attended. The $65,000 a year private school is allowing students to take time off from school following the election. They're calling it an emotional distress day. The Fieldstone Academy sent a letter to parents notifying them of their plans. They also said students won't be assigned homework for the entire week after the election. Psychologists will also be available to provide counseling if any students need it. The announcement prompted a lot of eye rolls from parents, including Seinfeld, who ended up transferring his son to another school for this particular reason. I've seen this everywhere. From Michigan State University just posted something about, post-election, we'll have counselors on hand if you need to talk to anyone. What has happened to this country to where we've got to have counselors on hand because one side might lose an election and you can't cope with it?
Say,
who are these people?
No, but you're 100% right. And I don't, help me out here. Is woke supposed to be a good thing?
No.
Because I keep on hearing it as negative. Do you know what I'm saying? For real, it's like
and they're starting to phase it out of stuff.
It's been co-opted.
Yeah.
That's right. It started off as a good thing. Now it's negative.
It's turned into a negative because of stuff like this. What are we teaching the kids?
That's exactly the question.
And that's what Seinfeld said.
Right.
You teach them, everyone gets an award. And when that started to happen, now you have this.
That is true.
It's our own fault.
They grow up and turn into Kramers. Right?
I think Kramer would be refreshing at this point.
Actually, it really would. And $65,000, and he had the choice to move it out. And I really think we need to wake up and say, the hardest thing for having 5 kids, the hardest thing to do is to say no, or to teach your kids hard lessons that they have to experience.
Right.
And stop helicoptering them. And then you want them to move away from a discussion. Why not have that discussion at home with your parents?
Exactly. And the point is, to James, who mentioned, everybody's a winner. Well, in life, in reality, you lose a lot. You got to learn to lose. And that's part of the whole process.
If you look at any successful business on the board of directors, you stand in front of those long, the long things, every one of them have had failures, if not big, huge failures. And that's what they needed to move forward. And now what we're teaching them is like, there's going to be difficult times, but, hey, you'll be fine and you'll get through it and we'll cover for you. That sort of thing. And it's not happening like that in
But
life.
what we're teaching them is throw a temper tantrum and scream your way out of it, and we'll figure out a way to accommodate you.
I'm mad and I'm not taking it anymore.
Who are these
people? And peanuts. Don't get me started on airplanes. All right, JT, Justin Timberlake, he's been forced to postpone 6 more dates on his Forget Tomorrow World Tour. The pop star, that's the real name of it, right? He's forgotten. Pop star revealed that he has actually been sick and he's rescheduled as he recovers. The 43-year-old told fans that he has not really been feeling great. Turns out he has bronchitis and laryngitis. This isn't the first time he's postponed the show this month. In September, he's actually took a plea deal in his drunk driving case following that DWI arrest back in June. That's when he was pulled over for driving recklessly. The former NSYNCer told the officer his arrest would ruin the tour. When the officer asked, "What tour?" the singer responded, "The World Tour." That was my impersonation of JT.
That was good. Who are these people?
And my understanding that ticket sales have been kind of lackluster, and some are saying they took this plea deal, and all this stuff happened, knowing that it was going to be a slap on the wrist. That there's conspiracy theories all along those things.
It's always fascinating when a celebrity doesn't sell out an arena, and you find out what sort of excuses they come up with to sort of back out of the show or cancel it. It's like
Well, look at all the J-Lo one. She had to cancel the whole tour.
Yeah.
She should have never started anyway. It is what it is. She needs to sing her own songs.
We got more Flash coming up right around the corner here. We're going to be talking to Tony Toscano to see what's coming to the theaters as well as screens, no matter what size you're going to watch it on.
Daily Digits. Matt has some interesting news about Elvis and a Cadillac that's coming up for auction.
Sit around, man. You don't want to miss out on that.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm going to tell you some good places to go in 2025 as I do a really bad Elvis impersonation. We'll have more after this. Peanut butter and banana
Do
sandwiches.
Elvis as Seinfeld.
Who are all these people, man? I don't know, man. I'm going to shoot that TV, man. I don't get it. We got more after this. Please, somebody stop me. Who are all these people, man? I don't... Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. This is interesting. Our next guest is a scientist and an author. His name's John Taylor. He has a new book out. It's called Contact with the Future, The Astonishing Power of Intuition and Precognition. Now, it's all about the latest scientific research. It actually suggests that precognition is real. He's joining us right now. He's from Puerto de Santa Maria, Spain. John, thank you so much for joining us today. You got to explain to me really what the definition is, or at least your definition of what precognition actually is. Tell me.
Hello, Richard, and thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, precognition is knowing that an event will occur before it actually does occur. My research suggests that the precognition doesn't refer to the event itself.
Okay.
Instead, it refers to our future experience of reading about the event or watching it happen.
Okay.
In other words, it occurs when information is transferred from our brain in the future to our brain in the present. You might think of it a bit as if you're contacting a memory of the future.
Okay.
It's similar to telepathy, in which information comes from the brain of another person.
Okay, this sounds a lot like deja vu. Are we talking about what, like layman, we call deja vu, where we feel like we've been somewhere before and we can't figure out why we know it and that sort of thing? Is that what you're referring to?
Exactly,
okay.
Yes. But in deja vu, we sense this familiarity with something, and we gain the familiarity in the future when we live in a house, for example.
Okay.
And we go to the house for the first time, and this leads to the precognition, deja vu.
Interesting. Now, you're saying that intuition that is actually allows us to unconsciously tap into our future access information. So how are we able to look into the future for where we're at now? You're going to have to explain this to me because this is really cool, but I want to understand it.
Yes, it's a little subtle. I'll do my best to explain it clearly. It is an unconscious process.
Okay.
Well, first of all, you can't expect to have a precognition about an accident and then use the information to prevent the accident, because there wouldn't be any accident to precognize in the first place. So instead, you try to precognize whatever you intend to be doing at the time when the accident would happen.
Okay.
Since you will not be able to fulfill your intention, there's an absence of precognition, which you instantly perceive as an intuitive warning, a feeling that something is wrong. You deduce that it might be due to an accident, and you avoid the accident by changing your intention and doing something else. It explains why intuitions tend to be vague. You become aware of a danger, but without quite knowing what the danger is.
Interesting. So basically it's saying, what I'm getting from you at least, is that there's so many things about our subconscious, sometimes we have a feeling when we go into a room or something like that. We pick up on that, but we kind of dismiss it. So it sounds like what you're saying is that we have all these intuitions that know more than what we do, and they're telling us this is about to happen, and because we've kind of already felt that and we're not following our intuition. Am I on the same path with you?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I put it this way. An intuition illustrates the interplay between the left and right hemispheres of the brain. The right brain detects this feeling that something is wrong, which comes from the future, and the left brain finds the reason.
That makes a lot of sense.
This explains why women tend to be more intuitive, because they have many more nerve fibers between connecting the left and right hemispheres, so they have a faster interchange of information between them. They can react more quickly in a situation of emergency.
Okay. Well, can men or people, can we develop this, or can we kind of work our way so that we can have our brain work together? Is there ways that we can actually harbor this or even develop this to have a better precognition.
There most certainly is. Precognition is not a lot of use on its own. If we have a precognition, it's only because of future events it will be allowed to occur. Okay. So we have to learn to listen to our intuitions and not let logical reasoning get in the way.
Yes.
This is what the occultists have been telling us for centuries, and now we have a scientific explanation for why it occurs.
It's interesting, John, because there's so much that we don't know about our brains. This does take me down a path which I'd love to learn more. And if folks want to find out more on their own, they can get a copy of your book. You can just go to johntaylor.org to find out more information. Thank you, John.
Oh, Mitch, thank you. And then there's this. Hello, 1970s. Beanbag chairs are making a comeback, believe it or not. The cushy custom chairs were recently featured at a fashion show, and the design house is now selling them for $10,000 a pop. Bottega Veneta is offering their limited edition beanbag chairs for pre-order, and fashionistas around the world are willing to pay 5 figures to get their hands and their butts on one. The chairs are designed in the shape of 15 different animals, including dogs, cats, birds, and snakes. The design house says the animal designs were inspired by the story of Noah's Ark.
Oh, I love that. By Noah's Ark, because that way you have to buy 2 of them at a time. Is that what the deal is?
So what is that, $20,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
There is nothing better than a good old beanbag, but they've changed, obviously, since, the 70s when I were in it. Sean Nelson is actually a friend of mine who owns Lovesac. He started in his parents' basement, and it's turned into this huge company. Now they make furniture and that sort of thing. And now what I'm seeing are these Lovesacs at movie theaters at the very front. You know how there's that big space?
Yes.
And you go down there. The problem is there's no way I would stay awake in the entire time. You know what I'm saying?
This is true, because anytime I get comfy on the couch, I'm usually out within 5 minutes.
He had said that, back in the 70s, they would put the little styrofoam balls.
Yes, I remember those.
And they would get crushed and everything. So what he did, he would get foam and he would just cut them all up into little tiny pieces initially and then put it inside there and made this really, really comfortable thing. So it happened to work out. So good for him. Apparently it's working out good. All right, let's get us a beanbag for the set. You for that?
Yeah, but if you want me to stay awake, it's probably not a good idea.
I just want you to lay right next to me. You have one, I have one. We got more Flash coming up around the corner. Don't go anywhere. Today's trends, tomorrow's talk. Oh, hey there, Hollywood buffs. Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. Time now to check in with Tony Toscano to find out what's coming out of Hollywood and straight to your screen, no matter what size you're going to watch it on. With the latest, here's Tony.
Thanks, Mitch. In selected theaters is the drama Exhibiting Forgiveness.
I ain't seen you for 15 years, but now you want to be somebody's granddaddy? You somebody's daddy right now?
I don't want him to hear this. Listen, I need you to speak to him. I need you to talk to him.
No.
He has changed.
He ain't changed.
It's just gonna follow us home if you don't deal with it here.
A black artist on the path to success is derailed by an unexpected visit from his estranged father, a recovering addict desperate to reconcile.
Well, I think, what I've seen is that people seem to come out of the theater, wanting to call their loved ones and wanting to try and, repair some relationships. And also feeling validated that in the situations where people don't feel safe to be in contact with other people, they also are, I think, validated and saying, right, that's my story, and I've chosen not to be in contact with this person for this reason, and that's okay too. That forgiveness is a very bespoke experience. But most of all, man, I hope people come and see the movie and support the movie so that we can keep making movies like it.
It absolutely just sort of corrodes, right? You know what I mean? Unforgiveness, but also understanding. And I love that you brought up both sides of it, because even the character Laurent, his father, it's also managing your expectations, understanding that just because you're ready to seek forgiveness does not mean that person is ready to forgive you. And I think oftentimes people who are hit with that want to quit, which we saw in the movie. I love the dialogue between him and Joyce, when she's telling him it's hard, you know what I mean? It's very difficult. And because it can be discouraging, but at the same time, you need to have patience and you need to have grace and understanding. Again, both sides need to understand that forgiveness is a very, very challenging, hard-fought battle.
Exhibiting forgiveness is a powerful statement about grieving, recognizing our own weaknesses, and the power of forgiving ourselves as well as forgiving others. Again, it's in theaters now and gets an A. It's rated R. Also in selected theaters is the horror thriller Smile 2.
You remember Louis Fergoli from high school? I went to his apartment. But when I showed up, he was smiling at me.
In this sequel to 2022's Smile, overwhelmed by the pressures of fame, global singing sensation Sky Riley is forced to face her dark past as escalating horrors spiral her life out of control.
I mean, it's everything you loved about the first movie, but just like times 100. It's and with pop infused into it, injected into it. It's unhinged. It's a roller coaster. I genuinely really love watching it. I love it, and I hope other people will too.
Smile 2 is one of those rare instances where the sequel is actually better than the original. If you're into a scary, unnerving, hide-your-eyes good time, this one will do it. Again, Smile 2 is in selected theaters and gets an A. It's rated R. For the Daily Flash, I'm film critic Tony Toscano.
Hey there, welcome to your Daily Digits. Well, your first digit, this number is 300. The sneaker brand On is making waves again with a new spray-on shoe for serious runners. The price tag is at $300. It's called the Cloud Strike Boom LS. This laceless sock-like sneaker is crafted with light spray technology to form perfectly around your foot, and it's giving bigger names like Nike and Adidas a run for their money. I'll collect my things. I'll collect my things. All right, your next number today is 1977. That is Elvis Presley's last Cadillac was a 1977 Seville, and it's up for auction. Mom, I'll make a bid for you. The king owned more than 100 caddies during his lifetime, and he was known to gift them to his friends, and he gifted a lot to his friends and family, and even strangers. He saw a lady on the street looking at one in a window once and just gave her one. The winning bidder will also get the original title, which lists Elvis Presley as the owner. It also includes a peanut butter and banana sandwich he left in the glove box. So you get that little piece of memorabilia as well. Your next number today is 11, as in here it's not Friday, it's Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The popular restaurant chain TGI Fridays has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The chain started in 1965 as a singles bar in Manhattan. The company says it's struggling with record high inflation and consumer demand for healthier food options. Experts say Fridays has struggled to keep up with its competition despite changes to its menu and decor and all those pieces of flair that, what are they going to do with them now, guys? All those pieces of flair.
They could actually sell it and probably get themselves out of bankruptcy if you think about it. Of course, talk about Office Space, kind of really making fun of them, and they're the ones. Everything's loud and the clapping, happy birthday, and I think they're the ones that kind of are the forefront.
It was them and Bennigan's going back and forth for a while, and then TGI Fridays stayed around for a little longer. But now it looks like they're just going out with the rest of these big chain restaurants.
Maybe, yeah. I always got that confused. Ruby Tuesdays and TGI Fridays. Which one do you pick?
But they had the salad bar.
That's true. All right, we got more Flash coming up. We're talking about Flash travel when we return.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hello, everybody. I am Mitch English.
Hello. I'm Andrea, the Seinfeld episode.
Yes.
Hello.
You can make almost any Seinfeld reference, and I think a lot of people will still get on that. I know I'm 100%.
I was late to the Seinfeld train.
Yeah?
I just started watching it.
That's actually great. That's exciting because there's so many seasons, and you can flow through.
And I love it. Like, I'll just have it on in the office while I'm doing some work just to have it on. But I love watching it, and it is still as relevant today as it was. And it's hard to believe that show's 30 years old.
Right? My favorite episode is the Merv Griffin show where Kramer gets the Merv Griffin set.
Out of the trash
I
bin.
still laugh at that. I don't know how many times I've actually seen it. My worst show is the flashback show where they just use clips, the clip show.
Yeah, I didn't care for that either.
He says he did not want to do that.
I believe it.
And they made him do it. Okay, so there's a new survey out, and whenever we say that, you know that these are good ones. This one is, if there was an alien attack here in the United States, what state would you think would be the perfect state? An extraterrestrial, thank you. Yes, good call. Thank you, Braden. Which state do you think would be the best equipped and ready to be ready for any kind of alien invasion?
Texas.
Texas? What say y'all?
I got Florida.
Things that they looked at was landscape and terrain, their defense, Hawaii is good,
okay.
science and medical, and then the food and beverage manufacturing. So meaning like that, they could be able to do that.
I see. Okay, gotcha.
So taking all of those in, they say that Virginia would be the number one state.
Virginia?
But you think about it. Think how much defense is there.
Virginia, yes, of course.
You also have the ocean. You have a lot of industry around there.
Battleships at the ready, sure.
What I don't understand is what comes in after number 2 is Alabama. Alabama, of course, I think has something with NASA there, in Huntsville. Maybe
yes, they do have
And
that.
again, it's the terrain. You can get a hide up in the mountains and that sort of thing. That's followed by Minnesota, Massachusetts, and then New York, which I was surprised about New York being on there. But which place would have the best survival? And I would guess New York made the list because there was so many people. Do you know what I'm saying?
If you're a squirrel or a raccoon, New York is not the place for you.
So move to Virginia if you are afraid of the aliens attacking and you want to survive. Yeah,
that's so odd. Now, next week, a new survey will come out to say Florida will be the best state.
Well, I think that's where most of the aliens live anyway.
True. A New Jersey teacher used her body as a human shield to protect a student who was being attacked by a group of teens.
This is crazy, man.
Check out this video. 56-year-old Kathy Hurley jumped into action when she saw the student being battered by a gang of 5. The video shows the group kicking and stomping on the teen as he lays on the ground. Then you can see the teacher drop to the ground and use her body to protect him. The special ed teacher, thankfully, was not hurt. However, the teen, she said, was knocked unconscious.
That's crazy, man.
The teen suspects have been charged with aggravated assault after the victim had to be rushed to the hospital.
Our teachers do so much, and we don't even expect them to, to do things like this, but they do it. And I think that says everything about character. It says that teacher, you have great teachers out there. Unfortunately, we only hear a lot of stories about the bad teachers.
Yeah.
This is a good teacher story. So God bless her. It's unbelievable. We go now to comedian Jeremy Seinfeld, since we were talking Seinfeld. He called out a woke New York City private school where his kids attended, past tense. It costs $65,000 a year to go to this private school, and it's allowing kids to have taken time off this week for following the election. And they're calling it an emotional distress day. The Fieldstone Academy sent a letter to parents notifying them of their plans. They also said students, they're not going to get any homework for the entire week after Election Day. Psychologists will be available for providing counseling if any student needs it. The announcement prompts eye rolls from parents, including Seinfeld. He actually transferred his son to another school just for this reason. And, you don't blame him because it's like, all right, no, now I know what you're teaching my kids, which is just the issues are going to come along and you don't have to do it. What about in real life and real work? I do know that there's companies where people don't have to come in after the election because of the same thing, but that's life, man.
It is life. Every day you win and lose a million times a day,
Send
right?
them to public school if you want some real trauma going on.
That's true.
I needed some days off from those.
Now, that's why we need the day after the Super Bowl off before the day after the.
That's some trauma.
After the first school
every year. Right.
That's the campaign.
We got more today's trends, tomorrow's talk. You go anywhere, you miss out on that. Stick around. We love having you along. It is time for some air, land, and sea. It's time for flash travel. Haunted houses may sometimes feel a bit cheesy with actors posing as ghouls and mad scientists, but some places actually have truly earned their ghostly reputations. Ghost hunters worldwide are on the lookout for those spectral figures, disembodied voices, or a sudden chill down a dark hallway. Well, with haunted spots opening up for the public tours and overnight stays, there's likely a paranormal spot near you, just waiting to give you the creep. So, if you're ready to have some fun, ghostly fun, here's 5 truly haunted houses is for you to get your scare on. Our first stop, welcome aboard the RMS Queen Mary. The once glamorous ocean liner launched in 1936 and now serves as a hotel and tourist attraction in Long Beach, California. But it's not just the living checking in. The ship is packed with ghostly guests. There's an elegant lady in white, often seen dancing solo in the lobby bar, and William Eric Stark, an officer who tragically died from poisoning, still wandering the promenade deck. And don't forget about Leonard Horsborough. He's the cook that now haunts the kitchen. Ugh. During the recent stay, guests reported actually eerie knocking at all hours, only to find out there's no one there. And it seems like the Queen Mary's spirits are still very much at sea. We go now to the infamous Borden House in Fall River, Massachusetts, where a double axe murder in 1892 actually shocked the nation. Businessman Andrew Borden and his wife Abigail met a grisly end, and all eyes turned to Andrew's daughter Lizzie. Though she was acquitted in a sensational trial, the mystery remains, along with lingering spirits. A bed and breakfast now. The Erie home offers ghost tours and overnight stays for the brave souls hoping to meet its infamous residents. All right, don't expect a peaceful night's sleep, though, or you never know who or what might drop by. Castle Loma in Toronto, Ontario, is a Gothic revival castle with more than just architectural charm. It's crawling with ghosts, from the Lady in White, a former maid, to the lingering spirits of original owners Sir Henry Pallet and Lady Mary. Strange sightings and spooky sounds are common here. You can tour the property by day, and if you're feeling brave, come in October for the Legends of Horror event and explore the castle's creepy tunnels. Don't worry, you'll hear the ghosts before you actually see them. Ready to see some hauntings? Well, since 1874, the red, white, and black lighthouse in St. Augustine, Florida has been guiding ships and apparently ghosts through the St. Augustine shadow figure has been seen, known to clang buckets and peering down on the rails, while ghosts of a former keeper actually announces himself with the smell of cherry tobacco. Wow, you can climb all the way up to the top during the day for stunning views, or if you're feeling bold, just join a ghost tour, and anything you could expect to be scary by all means. Finally, it's a place where it's all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. We're talking about the iconic hotel that not only inspired Stephen King's The Shining, but also comes with its own spooky history. Guests and staff alike have spotted ghosts, including the helpful maid in room 217, who's known to pack your bags whether you're ready to check out or not. Know of a crazy, scary spot? Don't worry. Why don't you share it with us? Head to our website, dailyflashshow.com, or better yet, go to flashtravel.tv.
Hey, Mitchie.
Hey, Jackson.
Yeah, I want to talk about that big story coming out of Hollywood.
Hold on. Wait. I want to get Matt in on this call, all right? Hold on.
Hey, what's up, Mitch and Dias?
Matty!
Mitchie.
Mateus.
Mitch, my man.
Matty of Berkshire.
What's going on?
Hey, AJ wants us to talk about a big story that's happening.
This kid, the Kiki, says hi. He has his own Instagram.
That's great, Matt, but I really want to talk about this big story coming out of Hollywood.
Ooh, dog and cat, it's
You should check it out. This kid, the Kiki.
I want to know what's going on.
What?
Oh, okay, so real quick. Why does he still have a dial-up modem?
Hey, I gotta get back to wrestling stuff.
It's on the music.
You know what? Maybe we should just try this later.
Okay, all right. Peace and love.
Daily Flash.
Where are you?
It's just better when you're part of the conversation. Join us online.
Product that's a go-to for that healthy skin glow.
Olay, the leader in skin biology research, analyzed over 20,000 unique genes.
We found a group of exceptional agers, women who look significantly younger than others their age. The difference was their genes were more active, prompting us to dig deeper. Luckily, Olay's microsculpting cream contains multiple powerhouse ingredients that, when combined, can prevent and reverse signs of aging.
To learn more about microsculpting cream, visit Olay.com.
Well, it looks like the U.S. Chamber of Commerce has unveiled a new report on AI. We got Jordan Crenshaw with more.
AI is a force multiplier, and it's enabling small businesses who typically don't have the same resources or staff as a larger company to compete. And nearly all small businesses are using a tool powered by AI like QuickBooks or payment software, but 40% are using cutting-edge generative AI for things like marketing products. Our Empowering Small Business report found that 98% of small businesses are using an AI-enabled tool. And we're seeing tangible benefits now. Small businesses that use AI, 86% of them experienced sales growth over last year. That's compared to 74% who weren't using AI. And so we're starting to see benefits even from a sales perspective and revenue perspective now, and that's just scratching the surface. Policymakers really need to avoid passing one-size-fits-all laws that harm small businesses and deprive them of these valuable AI tools. They can visit us at uschamber.com/technology.
The cooler temps and pumpkin lattes have returned, and that means it is time to focus on a new fall beauty routine. Here's beauty and lifestyle expert Joanne Butler with some of her favorites. Hi, Joanne.
Oh, hi. Thanks for having me. Well, let's start at the top with our hair. When your hair gets dry and brittle from the cooler weather and needs some TLC, my go-to is always Pantene here. In particular, their Pro V Miracles collection. 3 nutrient-packed shampoo and conditioning duos here with formulas that actually strengthen hair bonds and repair, as well as their $60 luxury brand competitors. But of course, you can get Pantene at mass market drug and grocery stores. And there's something for everyone. For stronger, longer, healthier hair, this is Pantene's Infinite Lengths. It gives you up to 90% less hair breakage. This one's Pantene's Miracle Bond Repair. Actually repairs 8 signs of damage from frizz to split ends. Makes it shiny and more manageable too. And if you have curly or wavy hair, Curl, Define, and Shine is for you. This one actually refreshes your natural curl pattern and locks in moisture for up to 72 hours. All of these are free of sulfated cleansers, dyes, parabens, and safe for color-treated hair. And of course, again, they're a steal right at the grocery or drugstore. Now, let's talk makeup. We're seeing lots of bold Rockstar eyeliner out there, paired with bold berry and cinnamon colored eyes, lips, and cheeks, very fall. But any great look this season starts with a good canvas, and that's healthy looking, glowing skin. And the trick to make sure you always have that is a good primer. That also helps your makeup last too. And Milk Makeup is known for their award-winning primers. You've probably seen the Hydro Grip Primer videos all over TikTok. Well, they just launched a new one called Hydro Grip and Glow. It has all the same benefits of the original, but with these light reflecting pearls to give you this soft, radiant, luminous glow. It lasts for up to 12 hours too. Plus, it really hydrates your skin with hyaluronic acid. It's not greasy. It just feels like an instant fresh pick-me-up, so it feels great when you put it on. I'm wearing it right now under my makeup. You can wear it alone too. It's great for every day or great for those, holiday parties to get glam. And you can get this right at Sephora for $30, which is a great deal. Now, next up, if you're like me and you don't like to shave, Nair hair removal is great. They make it really quick and easy to get rid of hair all over the body, even on your face. And it just leaves your skin really soft, smooth, and hydrated. And it lasts days longer than shaving. And Nair's made with really great skincare ingredients like this one. It's watermelon and hyaluronic acid. There that hyaluronic acid is again. This is their Prep and Smooth. It just gently exfoliates and removes facial fuzz. And then this is the body cream. You can use it right in the shower. Super easy. And it's made with Moroccan argan oil. Both of these smell amazing, which I love too, and they're great for sensitive skin. So there you have it, my fall beauty buys for you.
Well, we now have some new information for those of you who suffer from vascular illness. Here's the very latest.
Do you smoke or have diabetes, high blood pressure, or high cholesterol? You may be one of the millions of people at high risk for vascular disease.
Vascular diseases can slow and stop blood flow without proper diagnosis and treatment. Damaged blood vessels can lead to heart attack, stroke, amputation, and death. Knowing your risk is a good place to start. Ask your doctor if seeing a vascular surgeon is right for you.
For more information, visit yourvascularhealth.org.
New research from Fidelity Investments finds 7 in 10 women are invested in the stock market. Here's Lorna Kapusta from Fidelity with steps women can take to build their own portfolio.
As much as women are making such amazing progress, they still do recognize that they feel a financial confidence gap. In fact, women 2 times more than men said that their investing knowledge is actually non-existent. But that's okay. That's where money conversations and financial education are so important. A good example of this is Fidelity's Women Talk Money community, a forum that provides access to resources and money conversations year-round. We cover everything from investing, careers, and so much more. And what's great is it's free for everyone to join. You don't need to be a Fidelity customer. For more information, you can go to fidelity.com/women. We provide a guided experience to help you select accounts and invest to achieve your goals. You also can sign up for the Women Talk Money community there.
We got more trending news and entertainment heading your way. But first, let's check in with our friends at the Daily Buzz right here on Daily Flash.
Glitz, glamour, and Southern hospitality, Scat Savannah Film Festival didn't disappoint. Demi Moore received the Icon Award and screened her new flick, The Substance.
It is quite a ride. It has some deeply meaningful exploration of the subject of aging and beauty standards, and most importantly, that violence that we can hold against ourselves.
And Demi's co-star gushed about working with her.
I've looked up to her for a long time, and she's just an awesome partner to have, and really goes for it.
Amy Adams showed off her new movie Night Bitch and was honored for her outstanding achievements.
You are the future of cinema. I have so much hope looking out into the audience. From everybody who's here on a director program, creative program, acting program, I'm just so inspired.
Get more info at filmfest.scad.edu.
Follow the Daily Buzz on social media.
A new survey reveals that many people are suffering from burnout at work. Best-selling author Patrice Washington joins us with key findings from a new Aflac workforce report. Welcome, Patrice.
Thanks for having me, Matt.
So what are the highlights from the Aflac report?
Well, Matt, this report is probably not going to surprise you, but the thing that is topping the list, major concern for employees, is both burnout and financial stress. 60% of workers report feeling burned out, and the rise of healthcare is just a major factor, especially during open enrollment season.
What are some solutions for relieving work stress?
I think employers can do a better job of making sure that they address the disconnect. Many employers think that they have great benefits. The problem is their employees don't know anything about it. They only talk about it during open enrollment season. And so a solution would be for employers to have a year-round surround sound campaign about what is available. And for employees to say, you know what? I'm going to have better work-life balance here. I'm going to take all my PTO and make sure that I can thrive and have better health.
And how can employers encourage staff to actually take the time off if they need it?
They have to stress it. A lot of the major health concerns are happening younger and younger. You have women being told that they need to get mammograms earlier, or, younger people getting colonoscopies earlier. It has to be stressed that their workforce must take care of themselves. And one way that they can do that is to make sure to get peace of mind with some supplemental insurance. It's not enough to just have the basic health care coverage, because these out-of-pocket expenses are taking people out financially, right? The average person says that they couldn't handle a $1,000 medical emergency. So, yeah, employers need to help and employees need to ask better questions.
Great, Patrice. And where can we go for more information?
For more information and to do your own research, make sure you check out Aflac for supplemental insurance and go to aflac.com/AWR.
When you go into work, that's a majority of your day if you think about it. And to get burned out is going to ruin the remainder of your day. So finding that perfect place. I think the best thing is just to be able to deal with problems head on instead of taking them home with you.
I also think that 4-day work week isn't such a bad idea. Yeah. And I think a lot of people can do more in less time. If they knew a workday was 6 hours or 4 hours, they'd be willing and less burnt out.
I agree with you on that. I work better under pressure. I think I'm more creative under pressure and that sort of thing. So that does it for our big show. Thank you so much for joining us. Y'all take care. We'll see you when we look at you.
Thanks for watching. Be good, everybody. Stay tuned.
Bye.